The last thing you'd want to do is to pay for other people's debt, but that's exactly what's happening every time you pay for your monthly electricity bills. And no, this isn't something that's being done illegally by electric distribution companies. We do this because it's mandated by the law. Why, you may ask? It is because of our outdated energy system. This is our current energy system. Electricity is generated by power plants. These facilities are usually located away from consumers and connected to a network of high-voltage transmission lines. They supply electricity to power utilities. These utilities then distribute electricity to their millions of consumers. It is a centralized system. This energy system is highly dependent on imported fossil fuels, which makes it vulnerable to international oil price hikes and peso depreciation. And there's another problem. There's energy loss as electricity goes from the plant to our appliances at home. How? At the top of the system, we lose about 65% of energy stored in raw materials when we make electricity. We also lose 2% of the energy in transmission. This is when power plants supply electricity to power utilities. In the distribution of electricity in our neighborhood, we lose about 4% of electricity. This is due to resistance present on wires and other components of the electrical system. We also lose energy because of electricity theft or jumpers. And who pays for these losses? Parts of it will be shouldered by the consumers.
If you look at your electricity bill, you will find there is a UCM in there, and it increases every year. So this is paid by all users through their utility bills in both small and island grids and main grids. So everybody is charged the UCME. Why do we still pay the UCME? Because current regulatory design does not incentivize electric cooperatives to procure their own renewable energy even at lower costs. The power source of almost off-grid areas consists of diesel generating sets. No? So if you go to these islands, their power comes from diesel generation. And why is that? The case rests for diesel generation, the argument is that diesel is the only way to reach the off-grid market, which is not the case anymore because I have emphasized before, solar, wind, and even run-of-river hydro are cheaper or competitive versus diesel.
But we can redesign the system because there is a new and more resilient way to generate and manage energy at the local level, the distributed energy system. In distributed energy system, energy production facilities are closer to the communities, thereby minimizing the need for a transmission system and, depending on the type of installation, may even eliminate the need for a distribution system.
And there is also resiliency against weather events. No? Kasi the less distribution lines, the less transmission lines you have, the less systems which are exposed to extreme weather events, the more resilient would be your power system. So, every time there is a typhoon, there are brownouts and blackouts, and it takes a long time for the power system to be restored.
In a decentralized energy system, communities install their energy sources. Some neighborhoods can have solar panels, and some places can also have their small power plants, energy storage, and load management. This is called a microgrid. In a microgrid, communities will decide on the implementation to make sure that the inefficiencies of the system will be lessened. The cost and management of the entire system is shared by the whole community. Therefore, it's a lot cheaper.
The main benefits of DERs are low cost of heat and electricity. As I said before, renewable energy like solar and wind are already much cheaper and very competitive against fossil fuel. Then, since it's distributed, you can put the supply near the demand. So when you put supply near the demand, you don't need expensive substations. You don't need expensive distribution lines and transmission lines. And there is also environmental safety. No? because there will be lower gas emissions, which are commonly produced by fossil fuel plants like coal.
Although there is a common notion that distributed energy only pertains to rooftop solar panel systems, a distributed energy system may also use other renewable energy sources, such as biomass and wind, and non-renewable resources. The Department of Energy in the Philippines also includes waste-to-energy as a possible renewable energy resource that can be used in a decentralized energy system.
We are always being left behind in attracting foreign direct investments, especially for energy projects.
Our grid has worked on a top-down model for decades. The grid is stressed out. Using renewable energy resources and creating a more distributed energy system is not just about creating a competitive energy sector or protecting our life from the adverse effect of a changing climate or paying for other people's debt that's the result of incompetence and corruption. But it's also a way to demand transparency and accountability from our energy providers and decision makers. It is our way of saying that we deserve better.